It's yet another opportunity to meet and interact with great minds in this nation. And today we have Stanley Kemboi. Mr. Stanley Kemboi, how are you? Thank you for featuring.
Pleasure.
I know the discussion will be lit and I will have to learn a lot from you. So before we have the opportunity to interact with Stanley Kemboi, I want to remind you that the channel is Teach Patrick Egon, and as always, join us by subscribing to the channel, sharing, watching, and doing all those good things, including leaving a comment so that we can grow together. This is in case you have not subscribed. So, Stanley Kemboi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How is Chamasis?
Chamasis is quite good. Doing well.
Yes.
Welcome.
Asante sana.
It's a great school.
Kabisa. Doing well.
Produce the champions and great leaders in the nation. Good. It's quite a good school.
Good. So, Stanley, how did you become a teacher?
Well, it has been a journey. Way back in the early 90s, I wanted to become a soldier. But unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to become a soldier.
Yes.
So I applied, went through the interviews, and I became a teacher. So I trained in early 1995-97 to become a P1 teacher. And later, I upgraded and became a bachelor's teacher. Sometimes later.
Yes.
And I love the passion of being a teacher. I like it. I've mentored so many learners. Some are lecturers, some are administrators, and I'm happy about that.
So, Stanley Kemboi, give us the background. Where were you born? We'd like to know that.
Well, Stanley Kemboi was born in Nakuru town, a place called Kapkures, way back in early 70s. From there, with my family staying in that place.
Kapkures.
Kapkures in Nakuru West sub-county.
Nakuru West. It has been a journey.
Sure, it has been.
So one of the best moments you have had as a teacher?
Well, I've got a long history because way back in 1997 when I got employed, I was posted to Kemboi, Matunda in Kemboi, so there for 11 years, and I working with the learners there, mentored them, and I've grown good people, good leaders, and I'm happy about that. You know, my passion as a teacher is to mentor somebody to go to greater heights. I've got some boys who have mentored and have gone to the university. Some have gone up to national schools, and I'm happy because they are now giving back to the society.
Something which really attracted you, Bwana Stanley Kemboi, is your consistency in growth. I was listening to your story and I was like, this is a person who has grown from one stage to the next and definitely you are going high up. So I want to ask this question. What is the journey of transition from being a teacher to being now an head teacher?
Well, being a teacher, way back when I just got posted, the first head teacher who did receive me saw that in me. Because just after getting posted, the following year, that is 1998, gave me an opportunity to become a games teacher. And while playing with the learners in school and at the zone, additional level, I was chosen as a lead games teacher, the zone and the additional level. So it made me realize that so I can become a very good leader. And all through I've been growing in that leadership position. So way back in around 1990, 2003, 2004, is when I went to the university in 2002 to graduate as a bachelor's degree teacher. That is what was in my heart way back when I was in teachers training college. I told my colleagues that I would not die as a P1 teacher, I will die as a graduate teacher. So that in itself drove me. It's a goal that I've been aspiring to become at a higher level. Good. So when I became promoted in 2005 and 2006, I acted as senior teacher, deputy, and then later when I came to town as well, leadership also at the municipal level, noted that there was a leadership skills in me. After when they promoted me as a head teacher. And I've served the nation as a head teacher for over 15 years. Proud of that.
I want you to speak to this camera, talk to the teachers of this nation of what they can actually do to be the best form of their being teachers.
One thing that I can advise my fellow teachers in this great nation of Kenya is that one is to you lead by example. You know, the learners may not be aware of what you're doing. So when you lead by example, they'll see that in you and they will grow knowing that as what the teacher is telling us, we can grow also in that perspective. So one is you lead by example. Secondly is that for me, I've always tried to keep time. So punctuality is very, very important. When you become time conscious in everything that you do, even somebody whom you're mentoring will realize that there is something good in this person. So you lead by example, you mentor somebody, and when you maintain punctuality, actually you become excellent teacher all through your life. Third is that all through also, I've been admiring to guide and counsel both learners and even my fellow colleagues to develop that growth in themselves. So my message to the teachers is that they should also learn to mentor others. They should also learn to guide and counsel the young ones, the young colleague teachers, as well as even the senior ones, and always inspire them to grow at any given time.
Thank you so much for sharing about teachers. I want you to share something small about CBC as we close this session. So there is a transition which is coming. And I know, unfortunately, most of us took a lot of time before they actually accepted that it is a transition. Why do you think so?
First and foremost, I'd like to bring a base first in the year 1984, when we had the former CPE. Then it took people time because between 1984 and 1985 we had a break. We didn't have a CPE being done in 1984 because it was now that was changed from CPE to KCP in 1985. So some people took it lightly, but it came. And so for the last over 35 years, KCP has been there, which is long overdue because there is always that curriculum change because of the emerging issues that normally come. So most people were not aware that curriculum normally changes after a certain period of time. They thought that a system is there for eternity. So when it was developed way back in 2015, when now there was that need to have a change, some people could not understand, including my fellow teachers countrywide. The parents were not aware, the learners were not aware, even the community at large. They thought that it was just a passing cloud. But now CBC came in. So last year marked the end of KCP, or the 844 system in education. And now CBC has come in its own full swing. Most of the teachers, though we have undergone some insets and internal trainings and even external trainings on that change, but still some people are yet to develop that change. And we're happy because quite a good number of teachers are now adopting the CBC. Now, what I would like to encourage the parents is that CBC is quite a good program. It is like the original 844 we started way back in 1985, whereby it was a practical oriented. The skills were being tapped from the learners. And so any person who has that passion for the skills automatically will grow. So CBC is there. The parents must be aware that CBC is there and is a practical oriented. What I would like to encourage the parents is that as the learners go home every evening, they be checking the learners' books and then check what is new from the learners' books, and then even try to pick up from there and even do it. Also, I would like to encourage them that they should be paying a visit to their respective schools, request for some textbooks from the teachers, and take them home and have a look at these books. They have some material which can be of much help to them, even at home. I have a good foundation of agriculture in grade 4 and 5, whereby it is talking about the mulching, how it is done at school, and that which, when it's taken home, the parents can also do that. We have also whereby the learners are being taught on tree nursery. That in itself is an economic activity which, if the learners take that to their parents at home, they can develop it and it becomes an income generating activity by the parents at home and even at school. So I would like to encourage my fellow parents that let them take time, conceptualize that CBC, and then have a look at the books thoroughly. It is quite a good program. For my fellow teachers also, CBC is there. Now what is there is, we should not ignore any part, because it has practicals which are supposed to be done both in class and even outside the class. There are those activities that require online visits. So I would like also them to encourage them that they should also not ignore those parts where the learners are supposed to get some content from online. Let them go through them so that at least they can conceptualize everything and move on well.
Thank you, Bwana Stan. It has been a good moment, and I know in the future I want us to do a good program for teachers, a good video for CBC transition, and all the good things you have. And one thing I can tell you about CBC is that I have actually been, what can I say? I've actually been a witness of a pupil from your school who has actually developed a tree nursery at their home.
Thank you.
It must be, is in grades 5, 6?
Yeah, 5, 6.
Yes, it's actually a product of whatever you are saying.
Sure.
So thank you so much for joining us with Stan. He's a role model to us. He's working hard, and I know we are going to call him for a much longer conversation with him. But in the meantime, stay well, stay put. Remember to join this community and be part of it. Leave a comment, subscribe, and share. Asante sana Stan. We wish you the very best.
Thank you so much and welcome again.
Asante sana.